Choosing the right project management tool can feel like the biggest chore ever. But why settle when you can
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
So welcome to today's session. Before we begin, I would like to go over a few housekeeping rules to ensure we have a smooth and engaging session today. So first, please keep your microphones mute and then turn off your videos if your background is a bit disturbing. And also feel free to ask questions using the chat box during Prof's presentation. And if you like to speak verbally, please use the raise hand gesture in the under the icons. And also, please keep your questions and comments relevant to the topic we are discussing. And then if you encounter any technical challenges, please don't forget to send me a message in the chat box. And finally, we value your feedback. At the end of the session, I'm going to send a survey form for you to fill and tell us how you feel about the session for the past 3 days, Professor Kluche's session. So I think we have to keep the ball rolling. Hello, Prof. Good morning. Hello, Professor Kluche. Are you there? Okay, so as we wait for Prof to join us, I would like to, so now,
I knew I was underwater.
Watch the video for my kids, please.
So good morning once again. So as we wait for Professor Kluchi, I have some assessment to test your knowledge on what you've learned so far. So I'll be sharing that with you. I'll be sharing the link in the chat session. Please join the assessment there. Okay. A minute.
Somebody.
So please, can you see my screen?
Yes, please, we can see.
Okay, so go to slido.com. I'll drop it in the chat. Slido.com. And then when you enter Slido, enter this a pop-up the interface program. Please enter this number, this quiz number 9041023. I've sent that to the chat box as well. Yes.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Please, are we supposed to write on what we learned yesterday, or?
Oh no, we are not going to write on any what you learned. So they are just some set of questions for you to test your understanding of what you learned so far. So please go to slido.com or alternatively scan the QR code to join the session, the quiz, like they've written there. As you wait for proficiency. Okay, one Daniel Amenyo has joined. Okay, Sherry Fisaka, Fauzia. Please join. You are about 70 on the call, 5 so far. And please don't forget, this is going to count to your final grade. So join. I will be starting the session in the next minute. So please join. About 60 more to go. We have Eduse, Genevieve, Annabelle, Alvin, Daniel, Sherry, Joseph, Gifty. That's good. Sure. Please join. 17 people on there. 50 more. Please join. So the Gifty, please enter slido.com in your browser. And then after the slido.com, an interface will pop up for you to enter quiz number. Enter 9041023. About okay, I will be starting to this. So what is climate resilience? From all you heard from Professor Kluchi, select the answer on your phones. What is climate resilience? From all you've heard from Professor Kluchi, is it the ability to prevent climate change, the ability to adapt to and recover from climate-related, the ability to reduce carbon emissions, the ability to predict weather accurately. 5 people have answered so far out of the 36 that have signed up. 7. If you have just joined us, please scan the QR code or alternatively join at slido.com and enter the quiz number. 20 out of 41, less than 50% have answered. Okay, I will move on. So let's see what the answer is. So 4% said it's the ability to prevent climate change. 92% said the ability to adapt to and recover from climate-related impacts. 4% said the ability to reduce their carbon emissions, and 0% said the ability to predict weather accurately. So let's see what the final answer, why the right answer is. So that the right answer is B. Let's move on to the next one. Which of these practices can help reduce deforestation? Is it increased logging, expanding agricultural land, promoting sustainable forestry, building new roads? So select the answer on your phones. Oh, we have 8 out of 46 answering. 13. If you are just joining us, enter slido.com in your browser and join. Okay. So let's see what the final answer is. 32 out of 49, 34. So let's see what the final answer is. So we have 5% saying that we should expand agricultural land and 95% saying that we should promote sustainable forestry. Let's see. So C is the right answer. Let's move to the next one. Which of the following is an effect of rising global temperatures on weather patterns? Stabilization of weather patterns, increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, decreased precipitation levels, reduced risk of droughts. We have 51% that have signed up onto this. We have 3 people answering. 7, 14, 19, 22. We have a minute to go. 32. Okay, 52 people, 53 have signed up. 41. So let's see what the final answer is anyway. Oh, so we have 0% saying stabilization of weather patterns, 93% saying increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, and 7% saying decreased precipitation levels, and then 0 saying reduced risk of drought. So let's see what the final answer is. So the final answer is a B option. Let's move on. What does IPCC stand for? Is it International Panel on Climate Control, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, International Protocol on Climate Change, Intergovernmental Policy on Climate Change? (24 out of 57). 15 seconds to go. 18 more. 5 seconds more. So let's see what the final answer is. Interesting. 10% saying it's International Panel on Climate Control. 84% saying Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. 2% saying International Protocol on Climate Change, and 4% saying Intergovernmental Policy on Climate Change. So let's see what the final answer is. So the final answer is B, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, of which Professor Nama Brown-Kuche is the Vice Chair of Working Group 1. Let's move on. Which international agreement focused specifically on reducing CFCs? CFCs here means chlorofluorocarbons, to protect the ozone layer. Is it the Paris Agreement? Is it the Kyoto Protocol? Is it the Montreal Protocol, or the UAE Consensus? 10 out of 19 out of 59, 24, 31, 10 seconds to go. 35 out of 59, 38. So let's see what the final answer is. First of all, let me see the statistics. Oh, interesting. There's going to be a lot of heartbreaks here anyway. So the Paris Agreement, the aim of the Paris Agreement is to reduce global temperatures by 2 degrees Celsius and with effort to reduce it further to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And then the goal of the Kyoto Protocol, which is the brainchild of the Paris Agreement, also has the same goal, just that the goal is to reduce it by 2 degrees. The Montreal Protocol aim was to phase out ozone depleting substances. An example is the CFCs. So I believe the Montreal Protocol's aim was to protect the ozone layer. So the answer should be C. And shame on to the 56%. Let's move on. What is the main purpose of the climate models? Is it to predict future events, to simulate and understand past, present, and future climate conditions, to provide daily weather forecasts, to control weather patterns? Yes, Professor Kluche showed you some models in her presentation. 17 out of 60. Oh, that's an impressive number. So we can move on to see the statistics anyway. Let's see. Oh, what an interesting figure. So it's B, to simulate and understand past, present, and future climate conditions. Which greenhouse gas has the longest atmospheric lifetime? Is it methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, or water vapor? Methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, or water vapor? Methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, or water vapor? 15 seconds to go. 36 out of 60. Uh, 45. Okay, that's an umbrella. We can move on. So let's see what the final answer is. Oh, 22% say it's methane. Carbon dioxide, 57%. Nitrous oxide, 22%. Let's see what the final answer is. So it's CO2, about 1,000 years. I think Prof mentioned it in her presentation. So let's move on to the next one. Which of the following can directly remove CO2 from the atmosphere? Is it wind turbines, direct air capture technology, solar panels, or hydroelectric dams? Wind turbines, direct air capture technology, solar panels, hydroelectric dams. We have 47 out of 61 answering 50. Okay, we can move on. So let's see the statistics anyway. So 4% said it's wind turbines, 87 said direct air capture technology, solar panels 5%, hydroelectric dams 4%. Let's move on and see. So it's direct air capture technology. The next question, what does net zero mean in the context of climate change? A, stopping all greenhouse gas emissions immediately. B, balancing the amount of emitted greenhouse gases with an equivalent amount of carbon removal. C, reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 50%. And D, increasing renewable energy production by 50%. 19, 28, 35. Okay, let's see. 41, 43, 45. Okay, at least 50. And I move on. Sure. So the answer should be B. Next question. Which greenhouse gas is produced by agricultural activities, particularly rice cultivation? Is it CO2, methane, nitrous oxide, or ozone? 15 seconds more. Okay, 28 out of 62. Let's see. So it's methane. Next question. Which practice can help reduce urban heat islands? Is it building more roads, planting more trees and creating green spaces, increasing industrial activity, and then expanding urban sprawl? So we have 7 out of 63 answering. We have 20 seconds to go. Oh, 44. Interesting. Okay. Oh, 100%. Wow. Which of these climate interventions involves injecting aerosols into the stratosphere to reflect sunlight? Is it carbon capture and storage, afforestation, ocean fertilization, solar radiation management, SRM? "30 out of 65. 52. Whoa. Okay, 59. Let's move on to the next one. Oh. Okay, it's an SRM practice. Let's move on. What is blue carbon? Carbon captured by the ocean, the world's oceans and coastal ecosystems. Carbon stored in the atmosphere. Carbon emission from industrial activities. Carbon offset credits. What is blue carbon? Carbon with the color blue. Carbon with the color blue. Carbon with the capture blue. Carbon with the color blue. Let's see. Oh, because there is A. What is the main goal of carbon dioxide removal techniques? To reduce the amount of solar radiation reaching the earth, to capture and store carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, to increase the efficiency of fossil fuel use, and to prevent deforestation. 16 out of 67, 26. Oh, a minute to go. It's proper. So we have 13% saying to reduce the amount of solar radiation reaching the earth, and then 86 saying to capture and store carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay, let's see. So it's B. What is greenhouse effect? What is the greenhouse effect? The process by which plants use sunlight to produce their own food. The trapping of heat in Earth's atmosphere by greenhouse gases. The cooling of Earth due to volcanic eruptions. The increase in Earth's surface albedo. "56 out of 86 answering. Great, that's a significant number. So let's go. Okay, people you have been. So it's B, the trapping of heat in Earth's atmosphere by greenhouse gases. And see, what is the term for the long-term average of weather patterns in a region? Is it climate, weather, season, or forecast? 30 seconds. The time starts now. What is the term for the long-term average of weather patterns? Is it weather, climate, season, or forecast? So let's see. Oh, seasons. There are seasons in the sky. The pattern of weather conditions over many years is called forecast, temperature, climate, and atlas. The pattern of weather conditions over many years is called 10 seconds more. You have 10 seconds. 5 seconds. So let's move on. Okay, so those of you who had the previous question correct will get this one correct as well. So it's still climate anyway. What did countries agree in the famous Paris Agreement in 2015? To keep global temperature rise below 2 degrees and pursue a path to limit warming to 1.5 degrees, to stop countries from dumping rubbish in the ocean, to transition to all electric cars by 2050, to plant 1 million trees in deforested areas. To plant 1 million trees in deforested areas, to transition to all electric cars. Okay, 45 out of 70 people on board. So let's move on. Okay, so the Paris Agreement is the first one. What can you do to help fight climate change? So this is to you. I'm posing this question to you. What will you do? One, is it to utilize public transit, to consume less meat products, vote for political candidates who will advocate for climate-related legislation and policy improvement? Then above all, okay, the next one. It's above everything. So the last question. Which of the following is not considered to be a source of renewable energy? Hydropower, solar, natural gas, and wind. Which of the following is not considered to be a source of renewable energy? The hydropower, solar, natural gas. 15 out of 71. That's 9, 44. Okay, let's see what the final answer is. Wow. So 17% are saying hydropower is not a renewable source of energy. 0, okay, solar is renewable. 80% are saying it's natural gas. Let's see what the final answer is. So it's natural gas. So at the end of the day, let's see who carried the trophy. Wow. Daniel, I when you had 20 over 20 in 6 minutes, 24 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. So we'll move on. All right, thanks for joining. And thanks for participating. Hello.
Terry,
Hello, bro.
can you bring the names back, please?
Okay. A minute, sir. So this is the name. These are the names. Daniel. Prof, can you see?
Hello, Terry.
Hello.
Yeah, can you show it the way that displayed after the quiz session? Is it possible that way?
Yeah, okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, so Daniel used 6 minutes, 24 seconds to answer. Although Alvin had the same score, and Alvin, Vanessa, and Prince had the same score. Prince spent 8 minutes, 39 seconds to answer them. And then Vanessa used 8 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yeah, it's okay. That's good.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Anyway, shall we move forward? You are done, right?
Yes, bro.
Today. Okay, good morning all.
Good
And welcome
morning.
once again.
Good morning, Prof.
Yeah, welcome once again to the lecture of today. And thanks for staying in. And your demonstration that you are following the course is exciting and it's impressive. So today we are going to focus on adaptation. Yesterday, we looked at mitigation, and I'm happy with all the questions you have answered. That shows that you were paying attention and your level of understanding is also good. So again, we're looking at reaching the Sustainable Development Goals, because adapting to climate change means you don't want poverty. We want to reduce hunger. We want to have good health and well-being. We want to have quality education, gender equality, and all of that. So again, it's a climate action we need to take. So climate adaptation, it's also an action, a climate action to reduce the impact of climate on us. But then we'll go through what it means. We still refer to global goals. Of course, the SDG targeting 2030, it's within the scope of adaptation. And then just for you to know, could you reduce your, just for you to also know that by taking the actions of adaptation, we are also seeking to meet the SDG goals. The Sendai framework, one moment. The Sendai framework 2015 to 2030 has 7 targets and 4 priorities. And the focus is for actions that prevent new and to reduce existing disaster risk from climate or natural, whatever risk, and also falls within climate adaptation actions. One Okay, I was getting feedbacks. And then we have the new urban agenda, which is also a global goal with 3 guiding principles to foster ecological and resilient cities and human settlements. So actions that will make cities resilient to the impact of climate change is also discussed in this document, a new urban agenda. So what will make human settlement more comfortable than it is now? Then, of course, we have the Paris Agreement, the most popular one, the Paris Agreement, Article 7, which we mentioned also yesterday. We have it on adaptation. And so the focus is actions, technological advancement, all towards climate change adaptation. this is a popular one you have seen in the past 3 days, this slide, that we are all responsible. So we talked about mitigation as an action to deal with the issues of climate change. But then today we are talking about adaptation to prepare for unavoidable climate change impacts, psychologically, infrastructure-wise, and every other way we can adapt. And we mentioned the ethical dilemma the first day, the Monday, because the poor are most victim because they have the less capacity to adapt than the rich. So it's important to mention it here. We have adaptation costs. How much you spend trying to adapt to climate change can be a cost. And if you are poor, you may not be able to afford such a cost. Adaptation is the act or a process of changing to better suit a situation. And I use the boiling frog as I used it the first day, but this is another scenario altogether. The first day I'd compared the boiling frog fable to COVID-19 pandemic. So when we talk about climate change adaptation, we mean we can adapt to the effects of climate change, helping people to live with the effect of climate change, helping ourselves, helping each other as individual, as country, as a continent, as a world, to live with the effects of climate change. So like the boiling frog, when the water was cold and you apply a little bit of heat underneath the pan, the frog in the water will be trying to adjust slowly. So that kind of adjustment is what we're talking about, the adaptation. So I put it there. There are so many consequences we are getting from climate change, the impact. The temperatures are increasing. You have seen it several times. And the land surfaces are heating up faster than the oceans. The oceans are also heating up. So temperatures all over the world is increasing. So where we have Africa in the tropical region, is warming much faster than other regions. No, if I put it not in the sense of rate, but in the sense of the quantum of heat that we are receiving now compared to other regions. So we are getting warmer and warmer than other regions. In the Arctic regions, as you saw earlier in the day, the Arctic regions are also warming, and so the ice are melting. And this ice, so before the ice, now let's even get to the normal, the temperature increases. So you try to adapt to warmer conditions. So if your usual temperature used to be 20 and now it's 24, you want to wear lighter clothes, you want to bath so many times in the day, you want to stay in an air-conditioned room or car, you want to fan yourself, or you want to adjust to it. You can't stop the temperature from increasing unless you mitigate, which the effect will also not going to be very immediate. But then, as it is happening, we're trying to do something about it to live comfortably. So same for organisms and people living in the mountainous area, the poles, the glaciers are melting, the ice are melting, the Greenland and the Antarctica. The animals, the plants, organisms. Can you hear me?
You are loud and clear.
Yes, please, we can.
Yes, please.
It stopped at some point.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
So these ice are melting. So animals, I remember in one meeting, with people from Finland. They came to explain how they love their winters because they rear reindeer, and the reindeer feeds within the ice, in the ice. When the ice melts, they don't have food to eat, and they have to prepare food to go and give it to them. And they are wild animals, but they rear them. That is what they do throughout their life. They feed from there, they sell, they make living from there. And so we have those also needing to adjust. We've heard several times of hurricanes and Katrina, hurricanes and what not happening. And for us in Africa, we are blessed. We don't get these dangerous, catastrophic, or deadly hurricanes and cyclones happening to us. But most people in other worlds, in the Americans, in the North, in the tropical, in the other regions are experiencing these catastrophe. And one hurricane can clear off a whole city to death, killing people and properties. So we are lucky, but then this is happening in other regions. And it's happening and people must adapt. So one way to adapt to this is to just migrate from the area where we have this happening. Otherwise, your building, your infrastructure should be robust enough to save or to adapt to the wind and the water that splashes in that frequency or the energy that it brings. We know also about wildfire that is increasing and destroying forests.